If it hurts, you ain't the brakes, no get you, don't let up, put on more speed. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, slides, through the games after this win it. Press you again, we're here for the first minute. Carry like you never 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Unbelievable place. Great university. Knoxville's unbelievable city. Great people. The passion for football is even greater than I thought it would be. And man, Neyland Stadium, I said it, a couple of years ago, and I still think it's the best football experience for a college football fan or a player in the country.
Just around, you got the mountains, you got the most beautiful city in the whole entire country. The university is absolutely, looks like it's out of a storybook. It's just beautiful. People are incredibly genuine and extremely nice. It's just a place that obviously I'd want my kids to go to school. And it sells itself. You don't have to sell anything about this place. You just got to get them here. The old field of dreams. Yeah. Build it and they will come. It's already built.
Tony Swanson says, SJD, will you ever go back on the Talkin VAWLS network?
Ooh, I like Talkin VAWLS. I think that's Boogie Bentley running the show over there, man. He's awesome at what he does. We actually were trying to get on his show during their stream for charity. Ended up not happening just by nature of the schedules conflicting. But yeah, absolutely we'll make that happen here in the near future. Boogie does an awesome job, and they do an awesome job over there on that platform. So yeah, without question. Without question.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I hope you guys are fired up. I hope you guys are excited. Look, I know, I get it. I understand there's a basketball game tonight. I get that. I feel that. LSU sucks. This is the place to be. This is what YouTube is all about. I told Coach Jay in the back room when he popped in, I was like, man, this is the type of content I want to create. So make sure you guys smash the thumbs up, share it out, get some people in here, man. Get some people in here. All the haters, all the doubters, all the people that say, oh, you don't need clickbait. Where you at now? Because so much hard work went into this thing behind the scenes from Coach Jay, from Coach Rice. They're back there right now with pens and paper, writing. They've been scribbling the entire time. I'm fired up. This is exciting. It is Coach Jay versus Coach Rice in a live film breakdown. Here is what the challenge is. You got to pick a guy inside the state of Tennessee. Obviously, Coach Jay coaches defense. He's got to go get a defensive player. Coach Rice coaches offense. You got to go find somebody on the offensive side of the ball. It's Rodarius Jackson versus Jaylen Morgan right here on Talkin VAWLS live tonight. This is going to be fun, man. And again, this is what Talkin VAWLS is all about. Two guys that found the channel, whatever it was about this channel, they found it. They started watching it. They started popping in to the fan call-in show. Then they became co-hosts. And now, man, they are such a big part of this channel, of this community. I'm grateful for both of these guys and the work that they do behind the scenes. So tonight's going to be fun. What are the rules? Each guy gets 4 plays. They politicked me. Both of them show up ready to politic. They get a bonus play. They're going to break down 4 plays. They get to show a bonus 5th play. After they break down the film, what's going to happen? The other coach is going to get an opportunity to counter that and argue and say, well, I saw this flaw or that flaw. And then it's going to come down to you guys in the chat. Which prospect would you rather have if we could only choose one? This is not favoritism. This is not who does a better job speaking or who does a better job at this, that, or the other. Who sells you on the player? That's what matters tonight. Let's see who is in the chat tonight. Let's see what you guys are up to. Larry Workman is here, says defense wins championships. Surprise, surprise. Coach Jay says, yes, sir. He's politicking already. Andrew Fielding says, I watch too much Talkin VAWLS. Vol Slim Jimmy is here. BR Adventures is here. Vols Girl is in the house. Angry Titan is here, says, gang, gang. What's up, my friend, Mrs. Coach Jay? Got a pretty good idea who she's going to vote for. Jason's in the house. What is up, my friend? Tim Rice is here. Is that a relative? Did Coach Rice go out and recruit his relatives to come in here tonight? Tony Canada is in the house, says, hey, everyone. What is up, my friend? We got one super chat from good old Nate Pruitt. If you guys knew how much money I flushed down the toilet tonight to do this stream, door fees would be grateful. Good old Nate Pruitt for 5. Cover charge, Boogie. God bless and go Vols. I got 5 on it. Let's go, Coach Rice, West Tennessee, West Side. Let's ride. Let's go, man. I love that you guys are divided. Let's see the emojis. If you're in Coach Jay's corner, put his emoji in the chat. If you're with Coach Rice, put his emoji in the chat. Without further ado, we got to get the guy that's responsible for the film breakdown series, the champ. The champ, the undefeated champ. He's never been challenged. He's never won a head-to-head competition, but we're calling him the champ. Let's get Coach Jay in here. The awesome, Undertaker.
That's awesome.
Coach Jay is in the house, the founder, the creator, the man behind the film breakdown series. How you feeling tonight? I know you're excited, you anxious, you nervous. You feel any pressure on you tonight, champ?
No, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Coach Rice, believe it or not. Like we were talking about a little bit in the post room. Like I think I was more nervous the first time I ever had to do this and kind of muddle my way through it without the little clicker in my hand, without the laser pointer, without being able to yell at people not 18 years old yet when they do things wrong. So I'm excited for Coach Rice. I know he's going to bring something fun and new to this, and happy for the next evolution of the film breakdown too. This is awesome. So I'm looking forward to this series in general, Boogie, and super excited and maybe a little nervous.
I like it. Because guess what? All the pressure's on you. The pressure's on you.
Yeah.
And it's like playing backyard football with your dad, right? Me and you, we play toss out in the backyard all the time.
Yeah.
We got good timing. We've worked on that. And Coach Rice is the new kid on the block, and I got to be his all-time quarterback too. So we'll see how this thing works. Like I said, how long did it take us to kind of dial in the film breakdown? And then also, like after we take a break, it's like, all right, we got to get back in the groove. So we'll see. It's going to be fun. And, man, I'm great. Like I said, I'm grateful for both you guys and the work that you do behind the scenes, particularly for these film breakdowns. You're a part of the show now, man. You're a co-host. You're not just part of the community. You are a part of the show. You're part of the Talkin VAWLS network. Some might even say that you're Talkin VAWLS royalty. But I've heard a saying that there is more than one Talkin VAWLS royal family.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
About to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go on. Whoa! My father said when I was younger, hard time free better man. You took it all away, I give it all away. You take my freedom.
Let's go, boys.
Let's go.
Coach Rice, it's time. It is
Let's
time
go.
to finish your story. It's time to finish your story.
Yes, time to finish the story. The underdog is here. Coach
I
Jay
know-
ain't ready.
The underdog. You are the underdog.
I am the underdog. The polls showed I was the underdog, and it's about to go down.
75% votes. 75% of the vote went to Coach Jay. You feeling disrespected, or you feeling like the new kid on the block that's about to come in and take over?
Hey, it's go time, baby. It's go time. Hey, a new dog is in here. It's about to go down.
I
West
think it's
Tennessee represent. I see you, Nate. I see you, Nate.
You got Nate in your corner. He's like, I got to go with the in-state kid. And tonight is all about the in-state kids. But I thought it was funny. Right before we went live, Coach Rice is like, man, I almost dropped $100 last night just so you would do the intros. And the whole time I'm going, oh, I spent all day doing intros and on the phone with customer service because of the stupid watermark that was on them. Pissed me off, drove me nuts. But, hey, it was still fun. That was fun. That's what YouTube's about. Louisiana Ball for Two says Boogie has went all in. Dorothy. This, I said it at the top of the show. I told these guys in the back, this is what I want YouTube to be. This is fun. This is bringing what Tuesday night is into a Wednesday night and carrying the chaos and the fun. And we're going to get into it, man. We're going to talk about it. We're going to be a live film breakdown. Coach Rice versus Coach Jay. These guys, they had the coin toss. Like I said, Coach Rice won. He deferred to the second half. He said Coach Jay is going to go first. We're going to open up this thing with some opening comments on why you chose who you chose. So we're going to go with Coach Jay first. Jaylen Morgan, four-star safety out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Give us your opening thoughts, Coach Jay. Why did you go with Jaylen Morgan?
I think he's flat out the best DB in the state of Tennessee right now. I know the positioning doesn't say so, but as you see, he is a consensus four-star across the platforms there. Even old slowpoke ESPN has him ranked as a four-star. So, batting 1,000 there from that standpoint. And if the old recruiting machine is to believed for once, it looks like he's all vol there. I'll tell you what, man, this kid has everything I want in a DB. He's got speed. He's got intelligence at a super high level. He brings an absolute boomstick. The only travesty here is that there is only 4 plays, so I can't really highlight, 4. There are multiple sticks. Y'all do yourself a favor, no matter who wins this dang thing, go watch both these kids' films, because I assure you both these kids are an absolute walking highlight reel. And they both just got so much talent. But I just think he's that versatile, and he can play every position in the secondary as well. He can play star, he can play corner, he can play safety. just really versatile and elite ball skills, elite skills altogether.
Give us a little insight into your decision-making process. Looking at the state of Tennessee, the guys you had to choose from on the defensive side of the ball. Who are some other guys you were leaning towards, but then ultimately ended up on Morgan?
And you'll see it in the breakdowns, right? You saw Ethan right out of the bat, absolute stud on the defensive line, and maybe the only reason I went away from Ethan is because I think Gardner's always going to get his on that defensive line. He's always going to keep us nice and stacked. And part of this challenge that we got tonight was selling y'all on who is the most valuable, who we need the most. And I think anyone, who's been following Tennessee will tell you we need DBs and we need them now. We need them in spades. This Josh Heupel offense will score all day, every day. Coach Gardner is going to do his thing on the defensive line. We need secondary. We need to be able to slow teams down. We're going to jump out to big leads in Josh Heupel's offense. We need to make sure they can't answer back quickly through the air.
Mm-hmm. I love the politicking early. I love the politicking. Like he's politicking right out of the gate. I love it. I love it, and I'm here for it. Michelle drops an $8 super chat. I love those $8 super chats. That's a Coach J thing. He started those $8 super chats. I'm here for it. I appreciate it. Vols girl for 20. That is not cheap. I am halfway. I am halfway to paying off what I paid on those intros. Now, if we can make a little money to put in the pocket for all the time and effort and energy that went in, but I'm grateful for any and all support. This is all about having fun and building the community. I love it. I'm here for it. But let's play the clip for Vols girl.
Rocky Top!
Actually, let me also go in and update the leaderboard real quick. Vols girl, top donation of the night. Shout out to Jordan Mayton for gifting 50 Talkin Vols memberships the other night. Man, keep those memberships coming in. We appreciate them. We need them this time of year. As you can see, we got 100 people watching. It's heartbreaking. This is so much fun. So many people are missing out, but guess what? The ones that are here are the ones that are the diehards. This is the community. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Let's jump over and let's talk to Coach Rice. He went with a guy that Matt Ray said right here on the channel, stock is rising, and it is rising in a hurry. Rodarius Jackson, give us a little insight, Coach. Why'd you go with Jackson?
Well, this is a guy that's to go along with my story. He's the underdog. He's the guy that's getting overlooked a little bit because you got all these 5-star skill playmakers. Hey, this dude will be, by the end of the season, he will be close to a 5-star because he is an elite playmaker. Get this dude the ball in his hands quick because he is a touchdown waiting to happen. And y'all will see it on the plays that I've chosen. This dude is a playmaker, an elite playmaker, and I can't wait to show y'all the film. He's about 6'2", 6'3". I've seen it a couple different places. About 190, has the body frame to put on a little weight. So, some good weight. Very quick little scout report. Could make you miss in a phone booth. That type of guy. He get the ball to him in space, and he is a dude that our guys, Nico and G-Mac and Jake Merklinger and QBs will instantly love getting the ball to, because this is one of those guys where you throw that quick screen outside and he makes one guy miss and takes it to the house. That's why you only get so many plays. We all saw what Jalen Hyatt did. We all saw that. What an elite playmaker. Cedric Tillman, elite playmaker. Robert Meacham, elite playmaker. Quick note, 5-yard hitch, you'll see it, to the house. Hey, I'm telling you, this guy will be instant impact as a freshman if he comes to Tennessee. Why not better do it to come play with your 7-on-7 teammate, G-Mac? Quick note.
Speaking of G-Mac, that was something funny, too, when we were planning this, because we got delayed, everything with Coach Shay's mom, and then Last week, I was like, man, we got to get on and we got to talk about this NCAA investigation. So I pushed it back another week. But we were talking about GMAC, and it's like, that's clearly who Coach Rice is going to pick. And then he commits, and it's kind of like, no. What was your thought process? You told us behind the scenes one guy that you were going to pick. What were some other options that you had?
Well, GMAC would have been the obvious choice, but with him committing, which I'm glad he did commit. I mean, that's so big for this program. And to get guys going forward in the boat, because the guys are going to follow him because he's like a Boo Carter, just not he's got that that charisma with the guys in this recruiting class. So I think he's big. I wish I could have chosen him, but hey, it is what it is. I'll take one for the team. And then another guy that I thought about choosing was Cam Sparks. But hey, I'm an underdog. I thought I'd go with the underdog guy, a guy that hasn't been getting much love by the national analyst guys, guy that deserves the love. And, hey, 2A football, man. Who won state championship in 2A football?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
There you
didn't
go.
forgot to bring that
There
to
you
the table.
go.
Hey, Memphis, Sheffield, where this guy came from, 2A football. So
There you go.
we'll see. We'll see what we're talking about here in a little bit.
I saw Tip Jackson in the chat, and while Coach Jay was talking about Rodney Garner, it made me think. It is confirmed. Rodney Garner is returning to Tennessee. Auburn blew up his phone when I made the video. I guess it was yesterday. Auburn was calling. The boosters were calling. They continued to call. Rodney Garner said, thanks, but no thanks. I'm staying in Knoxville. Huge, man. Absolutely huge as we move forward into 2024. And I don't know if Coach Chop, I don't know if Robert Ayers, one or the other, whoever gets that position next, I hope they learn as much as they can possibly learn from Rodney Garner over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, however long he decides to coach football. We need Coach G in Knoxville. All right. Opening statements out of the way. You guys know why we're here. The entrances have taken place. We got more than one royal family right here on the Talkin VAWLS network. Let's get into it. Coach Jay lost the toss. He's got to receive. He's got the football coming his way. We're going to go back in. We're going to talk about Jaylen Morgan. And Coach Jay gave his opening statements on why he went with Jaylen Morgan. You can see the profile, as he said, 4-star prospect across the board. 6 foot, 175 out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He plays the safety position. Also, Steve Wiltfong. I was looking, when you sent me Jaylen Morgan, I was like, that name really doesn't, it really didn't ring a bell. And then I go look, and I'm like, well, this guy on 3 industry rankings, top 200 prospect, right? Like big-time prospect. And why have I not heard very much about him? And then I start digging into it, and I'm like, Steve Wiltfong put in a crystal ball back in November. And I start looking. There's no chatter. There's no talk. Not a whole lot on the message boards. He visited during the Texas A&M game last year. I've seen people saying that he's going to pull the trigger the next time he's back on campus. And maybe that's why we're not hearing a lot about him. You can see there the On3 recruiting prediction machine, 92.4%. Maybe it's a deal of this guy is all vol. Why are we going to talk about him? Like he's just going to commit to Tennessee, and that's going to be it. It's not going to be a real competition or a battle or a struggle. So nobody in the media is really talking about him. He said Tennessee reaches out to him almost every day. I think this guy is a vol lock. I don't have much to say about him. I've not seen much about him in the world of actual recruiting information, but now we're going to talk about film. Now we're going to break down the film. Now we're going to let these guys do what they do. Oh, we're broken.
Oh,
actually, no. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave. We're going to leave the opposing coach off the screen while we do the film breakdown part of it.
Oh, we can hear him though. Good.
Yeah, we
good,
can still hear you, Coach Rice. You're just not
fine.
on the screen.
Yeah, that's good.
That way we can see more of the screen. So here we go, Coach. First play.
Okay, it's a good thing that Coach Rice deferred. I get the ball first, which is good because it means I get to go on offense and score a touchdown, and then to get to go on defense right away.
What are you doing?
I planned it out perfectly. Another curveball from Coach Jay, and here's what I want to ask you guys before we even get down to breaking down this play. Is Coach Jay's defensive player better at offense than Coach Rice's offensive player?
Oh, no.
Possibly.
Oh, no.
Quite possibly, Big Orange family. Let's take a look at this play off the jump. We got 2nd and 10. We got twins to the bottom of the screen. Our man Jaylan sitting in the slot, right? Looks like kind of like a nickel look out of the defense here. We're gonna get, gonna get a little bit of a combo route tree route. We're gonna start on a slant and then kind of make our way into a skinny post here. Boogie, when you play this, if you can just pause it at the contact with that inside DB that's kind of to his inside there, sitting at about we'll call that the 26-yard line, right about that contact point. We'll talk about what we're looking at here. Right here, nice little pull, right? He cuts off that slant really tight. And if you look at the feet at that pause point, when Boogie pauses that DB gets out over his feet because that cut was so hard. And I'll tell you what, Jaylen's got elite feet and elite speed. He's going to continue on into the skinny post and kind of split the middle of this field right here. When Boogie lets it go again, you're gonna pause it, Boogie. We're gonna call it about the 11-second mark when the ball's in the air. This ball's gonna come behind him, so he's gonna have to make this ball spinning behind him to catch this play. Boogie, if you want to go ahead and run that, about 11 seconds, about the point where he catches it in midair at 11 seconds behind him, right? Yeah, right there. That catch behind him, he's actually going to spin and go back the opposite way. For those of you watching NCAA the other night, I believe we saw this out of Squirrel White from Video Game Boogie the other night. This safety doesn't even know what to do right now. He's sitting there going, man, how the heck did this guy make this catch? I think I'm going to clap and cheer for him. Now, when his feet hits the ground, there ain't no nothing. He puts on the afterburners. He goes from 0 to 100 miles per hour very, very quickly. Boogie, let's let this play go. Let's let him run out of our screen completely and turn on the afterburners. Go ahead and let that play. Bam, ball behind him, catch, spin through. Afterburners. This is the kid who ran 11.7 second 100-yard dash as an 8th grader, guys. An absolute burner. This is what we need in our secondary, and we see the elite hands and the elite body control early from Jaylen Morgan.
I like that you're throwing a wild card. As soon as I pulled this up, and I was like checking half the time I don't even watch the play. I'm just checking the timestamp, making sure that everything's cued in, dialed in, and you go on offense first. I feel like you are trying to beat Coach Rice with misdirection.
There you go.
That's all right.
There you go.
That's all right.
All right.
Politicking. Right. Moving on. Play 2.
We scored. Now we're going on defense. Now we're good. All right. We are in double tight. The offense is in double tight. That is single wing formation. As we see here, the defense is stuffed this box, right? They're loaded up here, and you as a safety here in this situation, you could be really tempted to press up on the run. We're going to get a play action. The tight end to his side is going to act like he's going to go on a seam route, try to run him off a little bit, and then break into the flats. And then kind of run a chair route if he needs to off of it. Boogie, if you kind of want to just, when you let this go, guys, I want you to focus on his back pedal. And Boogie, you're going to pause it at about the point where he gets his hands out and puts contact on that tight end. But watch, even Coach Rice got to admit on this, watch how smooth this cat's back pedal is. Short, tight, succinct back pedal. Go ahead and play it. Pause it at the hand mark here, Boogie. Pop, 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 boom, right? Puts his hands out. He does that for a couple reasons. A, he doesn't want him blowing by him on that seam. B, if he's going to run a whip route or pull it back the other way, he wants to have hands on his body so he can feel which way the motion is going to go to. With his hands there, when he breaks out to the flat, you'll notice Morgan's on him like a chicken on a June bug. He does not like giving up space at all. An elite kid at hand fighting, elite with his footwork. Boogie, when you let this play go again, it will be at the point where he hits the flat and then bust up field as the quarterback continues to be under pressure and rolling to the outside. Give me that last pause point. We'll talk about it. Pop, pop, pop on him like a chicken on a June bug. Turns up. right? Sticks on him. Now you'll notice as this goes on, right at the last end clip of this, the wide receiver is going to try to push off of him as he breaks up field on this seam route. He'll push off of him. You'll see a little bit of hand fighting, but then he actually makes up the ground again in a third burst of speed, which, whenever you can get 3 pushes of effort out of a DB, it's good. Just a kid that gives up no space, always tight, always got head looking for the ball. Another thing you'll notice at the beginning of that play as it plays through one last time, when the tight end comes out on the seam route, he's also tracking the wing back coming out on the flats so that he can come up and move past his wide receiver if the quarterback hits his check down. Very, very smart football player.
I got to go back and hit a super chat real quick because
Yeah,
apparently this is what happens in the world of the internet. You say something about a super chat, then you don't read it, and then that person DMs you and says, "Hey, idiot, you didn't read my super chat. You just clicked on it." Balls Girl dropped the top super chat of the night and then DM me and said, hey, dummy, I said I got you, Coach Rice. So we are interrupting Coach Jay's film breakdown because of my stupidity. We're going to shine a big old spotlight on Coach Rice because I'm an idiot.
It's all love, baby.
I did it the other night too.
Thank you,
I did that the other night. Somebody dropped a super chat. I thanked them. I read their name, didn't read the super chat, and went right about my business. But you guys all know where I'm at. You guys can all send me a friend request on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter at Boogie Bentley, and you can harass me when I screw up. I got no problem with it. I'm here for it. I live for it. All right, we're moving on to play number 3, 119. Let me get back on track here as I got derailed by my stupidity. Let's get this thing to 119. Here we go.
Awesome, right? Nice view of the field. I love it. I'm here for it.
I love this.
Yeah, right. We got twins to the right side of the field. Single wing again. Look from the offense here. We've got the X wide receiver that Jaylen is going to be playing over. He's going to be playing face up in phase. Or press coverage, man coverage, whatever you want to call it, against the X wide receiver. That's actually the Z wide receiver inside at the slot position right there with the other cornerback over him. Now, when this play starts, that cornerback's going to actually shuffle in and come in a blitz off the edge. That Z slot wide receiver is going to run off that star backer that's directly behind the second cornerback to create some space. The wing back, right behind the right tackle, is going to hit the flat, and that's going to run off the other safety and the linebacker on his side as well, leaving that X wide receiver to cover a lot of room in space against Jaylen. So what we're going to get here at the start of this is we're going to get the X wide receiver attempting to stem inside and attack the vertical as well against Jaylen. Boogie, if you want to go ahead and play that stem and then pause it when we get about to the 30-yard line, right around there. Nice patient feet, you'll notice as we're getting to that point. Nice wide stance, nice, right? Let some stem, and I want you to notice a couple things right here, even though it's a little blurred, but that's all right. Jaylen is really good at understanding leverage and understanding position. So he's gained outside leverage here. He's got nice wide feet, so he can follow him if he wants to. Wide receiver wants to tag out the other way or move in another direction, he can follow him. He can also open up, but once again, like we talked about, he's going to attack that vertical, and then he's going to head on a post and kind of split his under wide receiver, those linebackers, and that deep star safety. And Jaylen's just going to follow that along. He's, one thing I'll say about Jaylen Morgan, he's never confused. He plays great leverage, great space, always smart. Reminds me a lot of Marcus Glory that we broke down last year in that way. Just a very intelligent kid out there. Boogie, you can go ahead and let this play run here. Let's watch him just kind of pop through tight on him and then dive under that post as that wide receiver flats it out. You'll notice, too, that when that wide receiver breaks into his post, he again tries to push off Jaylen. And Jaylen just makes up that push-off speed very, very quickly. You see that hand right there. You see the nice open legs, and then he dives underneath and gets the pass breakup. Really tough stuff. This is a really hard play to defend. Georgia broke off a very key play against us this past season with a play eerily similar to this exact play and scheme, which is why it kind of drew my attention.
All right, we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at one last play, let Coach Jay break it down. Then he's got a bonus play that he's not allowed to speak through. And then we're going to move on. We're going to let Coach Rice come on and start his breakdown of Rodarius Jackson. So how you guys feeling right now? What do you think about Jaylen Morgan? Put it in the chat. You like what you see? Everything indicates he's trending towards Tennessee. Is this what we need at the safety position? Also, make sure you smash the thumbs up and share the link. We got to get more people in here. I know I've got to be better. I've got to be more diligent when I make the schedule and we go head-to-head with the basketball team. I got to be better about that, but I don't care. I don't care if there's 12 of y'all in here. It's like a Tuesday night. We're having fun. We're breaking down film. We're joking on each other. That's what this channel is all about. One last play. Coach Jay, what do we got?
Yeah, sure. We got trips to the top of the screen. And looks like second, and we'll call it 7. Morgan's playing straight up against him, about 7 yards off the X wide receiver here. What we're going to get on this play, guys, is the old bubble screen that we all have grown to love so endearingly. The inside slot wide receiver, that we'll call him the Y slot wide receiver for this case, is going to come into motion and settle right behind that X wide receiver for the bubble screen. So we have multiple things to consider here if we are Jaylen Morgan. Of course, we got to watch run support. We have to watch the motion and kind of deal with multiple things at once. Boogie, if you want to let this go and pause it about the 249 mark for me. Pick up. All right. Pause about the 249 mark. Now, right at this point, this ball's coming out. You're going to notice, Boogie, can you let that roll just like a pop for me real quick? There we go. Yeah, you'll notice 2 things when he pops outside like that. Very, very smart. He's still analyzing right now. He's still got to kind of respect that X wide receiver, at least before the ball came out in that instant. I know we kind of missed that micro moment, but by popping outside right here and gaining outside leverage, it's very intelligent. Jaylen is really creating 3 things right now with that one move of popping outside. Thing number 1, he kind of forces that wide receiver, that Y slot wide receiver, to, if he's going to go anywhere, go back inside to the teeth of this defense, right? So that's thing number 1. He accomplishes it. Thing number 2 he accomplishes is he cuts off the outside, right? He squeezes the play. Thing number 3 he accomplishes is look how out of position this X wide receiver is. His shoulders are perpendicular to his own sideline. He's completely out of position. So all we need to do at this point is plant our foot and get upfield, and Jaylen closes at an elite speed. We'll play the whole thing so you can see the hit in full speed. But Boogie, if you want to pause it about the 250 mark, right when this hit takes place.
What does that wide receiver do?
Silence. Not allowed to speak. Coach Rice, you're not allowed to speak. I'm gonna have to mute him. him.
Yeah.
He just yelled out in the courtroom. Objection, Your Honor.
I just want to say, I'd like that ass down a little bit, but knees up, head up, brings your arms with you, wrap up. Beautiful, aggressive tackle right here. I love that he brings his arms with him. This is another one of those plays where corners, safeties, star backers love to throw that old shoulder shiver, that old Kamal Haddon against Florida shoulder shiver that people take off from. Does a nice job of bringing his arms with him and ends this play violently. Boogie, if you want to go ahead and play the whole sequence in full speed for the jury. Pops out. Look, he confused as hell, Coach Rice. You don't have to say it. I'll say it for you. He confused as hell. And then, on the bonus play, I will say just this one thing. I won't break anything down. It's a blocking play out on the side, and, he runs the kid off. But, Boogie, if you play it real quick a second time, you'll notice the running back, Coach Rice. If you notice the running back hitting the middle of the end zone,
yeah.
The the corner gets taken on a slant and just decapitates that running back at the same time that Jaylen runs the dude over the sticks out of bounds.
Oh
It's
my
the
God.
funniest thing. You guys will get a kick out of this. Like I said, it's not a breakdown play. It's purely for fun. But I was happy to hear Coach Rice had one of those plays too, because us film nerds really love that kind of stuff when we're breaking stuff down. Funny as can be.
Yeah, both of these guys politicking in the back room before we go live. Coach Rice is begging for an extra play. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Coach Jay only had 4. And Coach Jay's like, no. I got 17 plays ready to go. Let's do the bonus play, Boogie. Let's do it. So you can lead into it like you just did. We'll take a look at it. Here's the bonus play, full screen, Jaylen Morgan.
Yeah. So you'll notice him on the right about to run that wide receiver. I run the cornerback over the sticks. And at the same time, a kid gets murdered. So he gets ran out towards the sticks over the pylon.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the running back in the middle of the field.
Right here. Watch right here.
Yeah,
right here. Hold on.
Here. Yeah. That's not the player.
That is a late hit.
It's like simultaneous with Morgan running the guy out of bounds and over the pylon on the side of the field as well. Hilarious stuff.
This kid quit. He was done, and he just got murdered. Over here is Jaylen Morgan. This is Jaylen Morgan over here.
And who's that remind you of? Juwan Jennings? A dog.
Oh, my gosh. That is absolutely hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I just figured out what the problem is. My DMs are blowing up on Facebook. Cody Cook sent me a DM and said, bro, your YouTube stream says you're going live on December the 8th at midnight. What? December the 8th at midnight is what YouTube said. And then Troy Cochran sent me a DM and said, bro, are you going live or not? I can't find it. And I'm like, well, here's the link. He's like, I found you finally. I'm here. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but you guys can fix that. You guys can help us. Hit the thumbs up, but share it out, please. Like, seriously. The numbers are growing as people are starting to realize that we're actually live. Every now and then, YouTube does this type of nonsense. Why in the world would it say we're going live on December the 8th? I don't know, but here we are. We're live now. We're having a good time. That's what it's all about. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this film breakdown. It is Coach Rice's turn. We're going to dive right into Rodarius Jackson, a guy that Matt Ray has praised, man. Matt Ray, if you missed the charity stream, I think most of you guys were probably here. He called Rodarius Jackson the guy that stock is rising. 4-star wide receiver, 6'2", maybe 6'3", 180 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee. One of the names that Chad Simmons mentioned when George McIntyre committed, and I know Coach Rice said it earlier, they play 7-on-7 ball together. This is what Chad Simmons said right after George McIntyre committed. Said Radarious Jackson is a top target for Tennessee, and McIntyre knows it. The two compete together on Tennessee Select. They had workouts together before, and the connection is already there. Jackson picked up the offer from the Vols in October. He was in Knoxville for the Georgia game in November, and he's expected back soon. Tennessee is the favorite to land the in-state target out of Memphis. Now, so I saw somebody in the chat. I don't think they understand what we're doing here tonight. They said, why not land them? Why not land them both? Why not land it?
Well, yeah.
All three of us over here want to land both of these guys. But it's the game is Coach Jay coaches defense in California, Coach Rice coaches offense in Tennessee. So we're having some fun with some of the in-state kids. It's a film breakdown. We're having a good time. Obviously, we all want to land all three of these kids. He was also visited during the Texas A&M game. Also, I think wasn't he, Coach Rice, here for Junior Day? I think.
Yes.
Just last weekend.
Yep.
How do you feel about his recruitment before we get into the film? I be pretty confident.
I'm confident. I think with GMAC in the boat and a couple others, he's got a couple other 7-on-7 teammates that's kind of looking good for Tennessee. I just think it's a point of time when him and GMAC get together and he gets another official visit on campus, maybe this summer. And I think he may commit before then. He'll be back up there here soon. He'll be up there with GMAC. And when you got a high caliber QB like GMAC, guys want to come play with him. I mean, and then we got Nico in the boat already. So,
yeah.
But one real quick, were we?
Oh, you got your counterpoint. Yeah, you got your
my
counterpoint.
counterpoint. All right, so
Who's running this? Who's running this debate
yeah, what's
anyway?
going on?
Yeah,
I'm CNN. I'm CNN. I'm leaning towards one side.
You're CNN, exactly. No, I'm playing. But you know, I'm not going to talk bad about a guy, but the only thing I would say, I mean, hey, and you'll do the same thing for my guy.
No, Coach Jay's going to roast him. Coach Jay's going to roast him. Get ready. Get ready. He is not going to hold back.
Well, okay, then. I changed my mind. This kid's something I'm playing. No, I'm playing.
No, I'll be I like Rad. I do.
But yeah, this dude, he does have good feet. I like the way he stays in
backpedal.
Like you said, it stays in phase with the wide receivers. Now I know we're more than likely looking at him because of just necessity, and I think with maybe his speed and size more at safety than at defensive cornerback. But at the same point, you want your best athletes on the field wherever you can get them. So, but my one downside for a couple of those plays, I didn't see him turn his head around when the ball was in the air. There was one play where I can't remember which play it was. I think it was maybe the first one when
that was his offensive play.
No, it wasn't. Yeah,
was it the chair route, the flat to where he goes on the seam flat and then
yeah.
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
He kind of got behind him just a little bit. He kind of bit a little bit, and that's an easy thing to bite on, especially at the high school route, where because he turned it into a wheel route, and pretty much he was
right.
He was going to the out, and he turned it into a wheel. And anytime you're playing man to man and you're in phase with somebody, a natural athlete's instinct is, hey, I want to go make a play on this out route, go get that ball and take it back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got just kind of a step behind him. He did make up speed on him, and that was also one of the plays where you'd like to see him turn his head around. Safety is definitely in need, defensive back in general. So and I told Coach Jay and Boogie before the stream started, this would caught me off guard. I thought he was going to go another route. But I like Morgan. With Boogie, everything I've heard, I think he's all of all. I think he's a few things I've heard, and I think that's one reason why he's so under the radar, because I think everybody's all. I mean, Vanderbilt's the closest thing that you see on the thing, and that's a joke. So I think he's all of all, and we're going to be looking at him in orange and white here soon. So.
Man, I got to teach you to stop being so nice. You're you're throwing out your argument, and then you're like, yeah, but like Coach Jay said, he's got good makeup speed. Coach Jay's about to bury you with his counter argument. He's gonna be the biggest.
Nice.
Yes, last night I figured out who Coach Jay was. Miss Coach Jay's like, oh yeah, Coach Jay loves Angry Boogie. Yeah. I'm like, well, no wonder he texts me all the time and says, did you see what this person said or that person said? Louisiana ball for 5.
That's
thank
linebacker,
you.
Annie.
Yeah. A little bit of a. It's not Tuesday. I can't say that word.
I'm a quarterback, so I have to be nice to everybody. Make sure everybody gets there. Gets there.
Yeah, we didn't have a top 20 linebacker in the state, so that really hurt. Like, I'm going to be honest, because I was scanning even like 20 through 40. I was like, where is he?
Coach Jay going with a 2-star linebacker.
No, for real though, I thought you would go with that KT Thompson.
Oh, yeah, I did look at his film. Yeah.
I thought that's where you may go, because I knew he was a linebacker. I knew you were a linebacker. So I thought you may go there. But
all right, let me hit this super chat from Louisiana Ball for 5. What kind of cam does Coach Rice have? It moves and zoned in, zooms out. LOL. I haven't noticed until now because I'm watching on the TV. What would you say? Are you on an iPad?
I'm on my iPad 14, so whatever it is, it's just the setting that's on, I guess. I could go way back here and it'll zoom in on me.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's fancy, man. Are you kidding me? My camera doesn't follow me around. All right, let's jump into it. We're talking about Rodarius Jackson. Let's pull up his huddle here. Where's it at? All right, there it is. Boom. Now we got to kick Coach J. Wait, we got to go here. We got a kick. I don't know how to fix
You may have
this.
to switch me and Coach Jay on the screen.
Yeah,
Let me
you
do
might.
this. Let me take Coach Jay off. There we go. Now add him back. All right, now we're good. Now we're good.
Right.
All right, here we go. Rodarius Jackson film breakdown. We're starting at 0-0-0. Coach Rice, let's go.
All right, so this is a simple point blank. First off, I want to say this is Sheffield High School. It's 2A football in Memphis, Tennessee. You have great athletes out there, but it's not the best football, I guess you would say. It's not your 5A, 6A, Nashville, Knoxville football. It's still good football. You got athletes, but it's not. You're not going to see elite guys all over the field. But he does. Radarious doesn't make excuses of it. He comes, plays puts the work in, and he's putting himself in a spot to pick up some major offers, and with his elite athleticism and make a person miss ability, this dude's getting noticed, and that's why he's late to the game getting noticed, and that's why I think at some point by the end of this recruiting cycle he'll be a 5-star. But I'm going to do mine a little different, Boogie. I want you to play out the whole play, and then I'll break it down after that. So play the whole play, and then we'll break it down one by one.
All right. So we'll play the whole thing, and we come back the second time. Do you want me to pause it at points, or do you want to talk and let me keep replaying it? Whatever you want to do.
No, we'll pause it.
Okay,
We'll pause it.
Here we go. We're going to run the whole play.
It's a little stick concept. Hitch concept. Just making guys miss, man. Elite playmaking ability, guys. All right. So go back to it. All right. So they're in a 3-by-1 set, or also trips. He's the single side X receiver. Sheffield does this a lot with him because they like him as much in one-on-one situations. A lot of teams play cover 2 man against him, try to have a safety on his side of the field to be able to help. But when you got elite speed, this dude has a 4.4 sub 4.4 speed. I saw it posted on someone's Twitter feed. That, of course, that's not laser, but I'm guessing that he's someone that scouts him or whatever. Sub 4.4 speed. That is elite speed, guys. That you can't teach it. You can't coach speed. It's just God given. So you're gonna see this dude. It's hitch concept. What he's gonna do, he's gonna run 7 yards, come back to 5. That's what anytime you run a hitch, you run a curl, that's what you want your wide receivers doing. Because what you're doing, you're giving the QB open, see the numbers, getting your hands up, letting the wide receiver come back to the ball, and then catching the ball first and then make a play after it. It's a spacing concept. You got all 4 guys are going to run a hitch, and he's going to, single side. So he's pretty much one-on-one. Go ahead, run it to where he comes up to the 43-yard line, Boogie, right before he makes his cutout. Right there. All right, so it's like I said, they're playing man to deep coverage over here on the single side. You got the safety over there backing off, trying to protect him if he did run a fade. So what he did, he ran 7 yards, and now he's going to come back down to the 45. To what that does, it gets the defensive back to maybe run off because he thinks he's about to run a fade route. So what he's going to do, he's going to come back to the 45. Go ahead and run it, Boogie, to create some space. You see he's coming back. Ball's out. He makes the catch first. Now look at this. He's got all this space over here. He's one-on-one. He's got to make one guy miss. And then the linebacker, the middle linebacker, is going to come over, try to help. Well, what's he do? He catches the ball first, miss, stays balanced, miss, and then elite speed, awareness, takes it to the house. This dude that's why I talked about Robert Meacham. This is what makes you look like. Hitch route, simple scheme, simple route, catch the ball, get the ball in space to your elite playmakers, take it to the house. That's 1 touchdown.
How much do you like his physicality?
Oh, I love
Physicality.
it. He's very physical. His feet are amazing. The way he comes out of his route is very good. And then what you want to see, and the biggest thing we see it in Tennessee's offense, are these deep comebacks, coming back to the ball, making yourself available to where the QB can, hit you in face and then go make a play after. You saw Ramel Keaton do it a few times this year. Brew McCoy does it all the time. Squirrel White does it. Anytime they run those curls or hitches or comebacks, you want to come back to the QB, make yourself available, and then catch it and then make a play on it.
All right, moving on. 17.
All right, so this is a 2x2 reduces set. He's the I know it's a little different wording for me. This is my Z receiver. My Z receiver and my X receiver are the outside receivers. The Z receiver is always on the right side of the field. The X receiver is always on the left side of the field. So, and then you got the slot and the Y in the middle. This one is this is a hitch, seam hitch concept. You'll have the 2 slot guys run a seam, which is up the hashes. That's the point that you want to target, is up the hashes up the field, and then the 2 outside, the X and the Z receiver, which Radarious is a Z receiver on the close side, as you can see on the circle. They're each going to run hitches, which is kind of what we talked about in the last play. He's going to run 7 yards up and then come back to the ball. And what the QB, they're in cover 2 man. So he has what they probably do is on this outside guys, I don't know if they have an option or not. With it being 2A, I'd probably bet they don't have options unless it was a single side. But in these deuces sets, they're probably just going to run what the play call is. So just timing routes. 7 up, come back to the ball. The throw wasn't that good. Makes a play in space. Look at that elite speed, breaking away from guys. So he's going to run up 7 yards, coming out the break quick, staying low. That's what you want in a wide receiver. When you cut, you don't want them real tall coming out of the break. You want them low, getting into the ground, digging those feet, and then get to where he's coming out of his cut, Boogie. Right there, plants, and then play it a little more. You see they're playing back. They're afraid of his speed. The ball's in the air. He's going to start coming back to the ball. Right there. All right. So now you see awareness. This is one of the things I put on the scout report. Look at you got the linebacker, you got the cornerback, and you got the safety up on the field. Well, where's he got to get to where he can make a play, after he makes the catch, to make this into a touchdown? So instant awareness. And one thing of note, I will say, excuse me, Sheffield's QB is not George McIntyre. I want to put that clear. That's a major point. Sheffield's QB is not George McIntyre. That would have been on the money, timing wise, and easier to make a play. But this dude still made a play and make it a touchdown. That's 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. Who's that remind you, man? That's Robert Meacham, Cedric Tillman, outside wide receiver guys that you just get the ball and you give him the ball in space and he goes make a play. This next 2 play. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Meacham is definitely a guy
that
would run a 7-yard hitch, and it's a house call.
Yeah,
over and over and over.
Over and over again. Just go back to the California game. He did it, 3 times in that game? I swear it seemed like he's just doing it over and over again. Now, this one, it's 3-by-1 again, and this is the play. These are the plays that, you see in the NFL. You're like, whoa. You'll see on NFL Countdown, Randy Moss say, what was he say? He mossed them or something like that. Well, this is what I'm talking about. 3-by-1. Go ahead and run the play, and then we'll break it down. Sets him up.
Oh, that is a Randy Moss play.
All right, so
I was like, is he going to use this right? That's a Randy Moss play. I like it. I like it.
All right, so he stacks him. Go back to the beginning, Boogie. And then, like, the first few seconds, say a few seconds in, right? One more second. Right there. Sets him up beautifully. So you see he's the defensive back is playing with the inside leverage. It's a cover 2 man again. The safety's way far off because the ball's on the far side of the field. So when you got an elite playmaker, you're pretty much 1-on-1 at this point. If they were really wanting to help, that safety's more than likely help in case the wide receiver is running a deep post or something. But he's probably had an option over here. And this is one play where I would say he may have had an option. If the DB was playing off, he'd turn it into a slant or a 5-yard hitch and come back to the QB. But since the DB is pressing, the QB and the wide receiver, they probably have instant keys that if the DB's pressing, you're going to turn this into a fade route. And that's what he turns into. He takes a jab step, sets the DB up like he's running a slant, and then turns it into a fade go concept. Boom, step, stacks him. And it's important to understand what I mean by stacking him. Stacking him means he's getting on top of the DB. The DB is now behind him. He can't get on top of it. That way he has leverage now. All the QB has to do is now throw it over his shoulder, and he can make a play. Now look at this. It's important. He has to catch the ball and make sure his foot is inbounds when this and over the defensive back. All right, go ahead and run it. Pause. All over him. Getting that foot down in play, back of the end zone. I mean, you can't dial up a 50-50 ball any better than that. That's what we want in our outside wide receivers. That's what we missed this year a little bit, especially after Brew got hurt. I know Ramel made a few 50-50 plays, but this is instant impact outside wide receiver, guys. Instant impact. The guy that G-Mac and Nico could throw the ball to 50-50 or hitch routes, make a guy miss, take it to the house. Hey, that's 3 plays, 3 TDs.
Arkansas Vol says, how tall is he again? 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, 6'2",
somewhere around there.
With a frame to put on a little weight. He's about 185, 190, but he has a frame, and then that speed's not going to change because once he gets up to a college program, they're just going to put on healthy weight and healthy muscle and just improve that. All right, so this one is a twins concept on the far side. It's what I call regular in our formation. You got a tight end on the strong side, and then he's the Z receiver on the single wide receiver over here. And then the kind of formation there, you got more of a halfback that's horizontal. Even with the QB, because they're fixing to run a little outside zone or outside power play action to the running back, and then the QB is going to step back. It's play action, so they got cover 2 man again. They're going to run a little switch concept. It's an ugly switch concept, but it's a switch concept. We got to remember this is 2A ball. Switch concept on the far side where they're supposed to be running a little wheel post or wheel seam, get up the hash on the far side. Radarious over here is going to run a fade. They're playing press coverage, so there's probably another key if they had a key there, or with this being a go play, which anytime you say go play, that means they're trying to hit a home run shot. Play action, you see it often. Especially when you're coming out of timeouts or coming in after a quarter, after a turnover. Look at those feet. Look at those feet. Look at that play. That's another Randy Moss. He just mossed them. All right, go. Look at those feet. Jab, too quick, 2 steps, gets over the top of him a little bit. 50-50 ball, gets on top of the wide receiver. Yeah, it's impossible to guard when the QB throws the ball up, gives your wide receiver, elite playmaker wide receiver, a chance, and he comes down with these 50-50 balls. I mean, I know I talked, a little smack about the QB earlier. You couldn't have put this ball in a better spot. It's a back shoulder fade. You see it all the time in college and NFL. You want guys to be able to go make a play on the ball, even when there's good. I will give it to the defensive player. He played good defense, but you had a guy that's an elite playmaker. He's going to make 2 jab steps. Play 1 or 2 seconds, Boogie. 1, 2 steps. Got him on the inside. Messed up that dude's leverage. Now he's holding. Look at that. Holding because he knew he was burnt. As soon as he made those 2 jab steps, that's all he needed. Because now look, holding the jersey. He's past him. He's going to use that 4.4 speed. He knew if he didn't grab him, he's gone. Back shoulder throw, boom. Got the foot down, caught the ball. This is the only play he didn't have a touchdown on. And this is why you want guys on the outside that can go make 50-50 play. I mean, any guy you want can go make a 50-50 play. But this dude is an elite playmaker who QBs just love throwing the ball to. It's a guy that G-Mac's got a chemistry with. It's you could if you ever get a chance to watch some of their 7-on-7 film, it's out there. That they have chemistry to where they're throwing dimes and making top 10 plays. Just although all 4 of those plays are Sports Center top 10 plays, he don't get the recognition that some other guys get. And I could have done Count Sparks, but Count Sparks plays at Division II Baylor. That's his name's out there. This guy is a guy that's a sleeper on recruiting sites. But as Matt Ray said, this dude is he's coming up. He's a guy that I've taught, as you can see in the film, make you miss moves. He get the ball to him in space. He's Robert Mitchum-esque, Cedric Tillman-esque. But the key is he's got that Jaylen Hyatt speed. There's the difference. And, best of all 3, guy, I can't wait. I hope he commits to Tennessee, gets our boy G-Mac throwing the ball to him and Nico. And, hey, we got a national championship coming with those 2 in the boat. Let's get to my extra play real quick.
Give it a little lead in, and then we'll pull it up full screen and let it roll.
Elite speed. That's all I gotta say. Elite. He's a wildcat.
According to the point.
Hold on, that's not it.
256.
Messed it up.
No, it's 203.
203. Sorry.
He's a wildcat quarterback right here, and all you're gonna see is elite speed and another touchdown.
All right, here we go.
Little counter play. Elite speed. Bro, look, ain't no one can. That's 10 yards away. Elite speed.
Let's watch it one last time. A
little counter play, make a guy miss, and just run by you. I mean, does he not look like just an absolute baller?
He looks like he's got length. I like the
dude.
He's
man.
6'3". Yeah, he's got a lot of length.
He's got a long wingspan. I mean, you see it. You got these elite guys that have be able to make the 50-50 plays. That's what they got. These guys got the big hands. They got the long arms. They're long. They're tall. Got hey, if you ever get a chance, go watch his basketball highlights. Bam!
Explosive.
That's all.
Yeah.
We're going to let Coach Jay make his counter argument. I got to correct something. Let's not. I didn't really think about this. Coach Jay said it earlier, and I was like, yeah. let's ignore the roster. Let's not let the roster play into this. Let's go player for player. Let's not look at the depth. Let's not look at the talent that's on the roster. Let's go player. I didn't really think about that till you said that, you little weasel. But let's just go player for player, because I don't know that was a thing going into it. So Jaylen Morgan versus Rodarius Jackson. We're going to get an opportunity to vote here in just a second. You are going to pick which player you would prioritize if you were a coach, and that has nothing to do with the depth, the roster, the current University of Tennessee football team. It just means which player would you prioritize based on the arguments that these two gentlemen gave you just now. But Coach Jay, the floor is yours. Go ahead and drop your counter argument.
The counter argument, first of all, like we talked about earlier, both these kids are kids that we'd love to have, right? Let's just dispel that right away. Elite hands. His frame kind of reminds me of Derek Rogers to a degree. Elite. He's fast. He's got great high-end speed. He's got a lot of wiggle. He'll make you miss in a phone booth. Like I said, high top-end speed, fast. I don't know if I'd qualify him as quick, though, Coach Rice. Would you use that? Okay, yeah, at least on the film we saw, 4 plays is tough. 4 plays is tough. I'll give you that. Right, so maybe he's quick and we didn't see it. Can he block? We didn't see blocking. You got to be able to block in Heupel's offense. Not sure we wouldn't have seen.
Film breakdown veteran.
Wouldn't want to.
No, I agree.
Don't know if we can classify it in that division anyway, or high school ball in general. But it's something you'd still like to see from a form and technique standpoint. Is can he block? Also, athlete, skilled, jumps right. That's hilarious. But she ruined my train of thought. The one thing I didn't see in his film either, and maybe it showed through his athleticism to a large degree, and maybe it's not because we didn't see the blocking, but I didn't see the dog. I didn't see that dog play. That
defensive coaching.
That Jawan Jennings, that Brew McCoy, that catch the ball. I think you would have saw it against the smaller competition, but we didn't get that out of him. But like I said, a great kid, and I think he'll end up with the stars. He didn't have 4 stars against all platforms. He was unranked on a couple, so he's on the come up. But I think he'll end up with a high ranking and a kid who, gosh, I hope we fight hard to see in Tennessee Orange.
Well, and just to add to that a little bit, he only spent half the year at wide, not even half the year. It's only a quarter of the year at wide receiver.
Is it DB?
Wildcat quarterback.
Okay.
Wildcat quarterback.
Yeah, I think I saw that alone as well.
He's at Wildcat quarterback about half to 3/4 of the year. Now, if you go, there's a couple other. He's a safety. And
yeah, I saw some of his safety film.
He that's what he is. He got you didn't see much hits that, you're talking about that dog in you, but elite, tagging the ball, going to get the ball. And that's just, that goes and plays with his wide receiver skills. Just someone that you want around the ball. It's kind of like Boo Carter a little bit. I mean, I know we all know Boo got that dog in.
Yeah,
we all know he got that dog. But he's one of those guys you just want around the ball. That's it got just a touchdown. You saw it. 4 plays, 4 out of 5 plays, touchdowns. And there's another play on there that he had a punt return that it looked like, I hate to say this, the Arkansas game Felix Jones did to Tennessee. I hate to say that. That's a nightmare for all Tennessee fans. But it's what it looked like. But hats off to you, Coach Jay.
It was a pleasure, Coach Rice. Absolutely. We'll do it again, man. We're going to do it again. It was too much fun.
I think this may be the new live film breakdown format. Like, Coach Jay, you said it before we went live. It's fun to be able to incorporate Coach Rice. We got some other ideas. I'm going to come to those in just a second. Vol fan 25 for 5 says, Dorfy, Tennessee will have more firepower with the possible recruits we might get. GBO and hype. Thank you for bringing joy back to Vol fans. Shout out to you guys. I think as of now, probably need to look at my phone. I'm probably down about $30. Probably down about $30 the way tonight played out. But look, I'm having so much fun. This is what the channel is supposed to be. And I hate that YouTube is having issues and people weren't getting notifications and people didn't know we were live. Who cares? We're still having a good time. Hopefully they'll come back and watch the replay. And if you are watching the replay and you want to vote, put your vote in the comment section. Let us know what you think. But again, this is the deal. Rodarius Jackson versus Jaylen Morgan. Coach Rice versus Coach Jay. Who sold you the best? Which prospect do you want more than the other? It's not necessarily about a position of need. It's not about anything like that. It's about which one of these gentlemen sold you the most. So the poll is going up right now. Pick your winner. Pick your winner. The poll is up on YouTube right now. You guys can vote. 75% chose Coach Jay right out of the gate. So I think it may be skewed. Is it a popularity contest? Is it
I've been around a long time.
This guy's been around the longest. He came up with the film breakdown series. Is that what this is about? We're gonna find out. But I saw something fun. In the chat. Next time, I want to do one of these every month. Like that's what we did last year.
Heck
We did
yeah.
one. We did a live film breakdown every month. I want to continue to do that. Somebody brought up a good point. Next month, Coach Rice has to pick a defensive player and break down their film and say why he does not want to go against this person. Coach Jay's got to pick an offensive player and say
Coach
why
Rice.
I don't want to go against this player. And it's going to be the same deal. You're going to vote Coach Jay versus Coach Rice. You guys are going to have to vote on it. I think, dude, the vote is close right now.
Woo!
You guys get in where you fit in. Place your votes. We're going to let them continue to roll here for just a little bit. I want to let you guys get an opportunity to vote. We're not going to end this thing too quick. We appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you do smash the thumbs up, hit the share button, let everybody know that we're live. We would appreciate it. Also, you can go check out our merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can go check out the Chosen One merch. Speaking of the Chosen One, check out this hat. Y'all see it up there?
Woo! Shark, baby. Shark. Whose hat is that?
Y'all see that?
Whose hat is that, Boogie?
Oh, I see it.
Y'all see that up there? You see that, Nico?
Clean.
Let me tell you this. Don't buy a hoodie.
Sharp.
I bought an extra large hoodie. I think it may be a youth extra large.
Miss J has one. It fits her.
Like I'm a fat dude. I got some weight on my body. That ain't an extra large. That's a medium. That's a medium. It's going to my daughter because it is not sized correctly. Coach Jay just said, "Boogie, maybe you need a 4X."
Maybe.
I don't think I need a 4X. This T-shirt is an extra large. My Nico jersey, extra large. We rock the extra larges around here. The Nico extra large, I couldn't even get over my head. That's how small it was. Maybe they did send me a youth extra large. Maybe that's what happened. Let me catch up with you guys. You guys being very generous. Ricky D for 10. Great job, Coach Rice. 1/3 of the 30. You down, B. Let's keep going. We need more super chats. I spent $45 on editing software that didn't work for those intros. Volfan 25 for 20. That ain't cheap. That's an Orange Boy. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top! You'll always be.
Appreciate you, Volfan 25. You guys making it worth it. Look, the bottom line is we're having fun, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. If we break even tonight, I'm having a great time. Guess what? If the next time we do this, we got 100 people watching, it's going to be like NCAA. We're going to keep doing it because this is fun. But let's roll through some merchandise. The Chosen One. You can check that out. Cult of 8. I've been talked into maybe doing Cult of Jake merch. And they're talking about Cult of Mac or G-Mac or Big Mac. I don't know. We're going to maybe some G-Mac merchandise. Not allegedly. Like this is not NIL deals. Allegedly. Cult of 8 is just Cult of 8. It has nothing to do with anything. The Chosen One Has nothing to do with anyone. These are just T-shirt designs that we came up with. Talkin Vols letter theme shirts. You like the Vols letters? We got that for you. A Big Orange Colt member shirts. You're a member of the Colt. You like what we do. FUGA. Why not wear that? Gator Hater TriStar shirts. Buck Fama. Everything you could possibly want. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. We would appreciate the support. Also, shout out to the members. Man, we are at an all-time high right now. Our membership level is at an all-time high. Let's keep them going, man. Those memberships, they mean the world, because that's what shows me, all right, but you made the right decision, quitting your job, doing this thing full time. Those memberships give me a little bit of confidence that we made the right decision. Where are this vote is close. I don't want to close down the vote.
Game on.
I don't want
It
to
might
close.
come down to the comments in a week. When are you closing it? Are you leaving it up for?
No, it's got to. No, just tonight. Tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to go down tonight.
Okay.
Let's give one last sales pitch. We got 106 people watching. Let me see. Okay. We got 56 votes. Half of the people haven't voted. Now is your opportunity. Final comments. Let's see. Coach Rice won the coin toss. So, Coach Jay, you go first. Final comments.
Yeah, there's things that we left off this film, obviously, and I'm sure Coach Rice can bring them up. But one of the things I left off this film that I toiled over, and I wanted you all to know about it, is Morgan had a very interesting stat that I was able to dig up when I was there, and there's multiple plays that show this in the film. He led the state in punch-out fumbles. He has a high turnover rate. There is multiple times where a team was getting ready to score, and he was able to punch out the ball on the 5-yard line, the 1-yard line, in space. He's kind of just got that nose for the football and that knack for either a momentum-changing hit or a hit that causes a fumble, and a knack to punch out the ball as well. So if I was kind of urging you to pick him for one reason, there was some stuff that we left off there for time that's impressive, and I'm sure Rice has got some of the same.
Yeah, I actually forgot a stat line too that I completely forgot.
There you see, I knew you had them. That's why I said, yeah.
Hey, Radarious led the state in all-purpose yards.
There you go.
Led the state rushing. That's rushing, passing, and receiving. Led the state in all-purpose, and punt return and kick return yards. All purpose. Dude's a multiple area athlete that can affect your team in multiple ways. I do agree with Coach Jay. I would have liked to have seen more, a couple plays that had some blocking on there. But this dude is an elite playmaker. Get the ball in space to him, and he will go score a touchdown.
Yeah,
and that's what we need.
I don't want to end it because it's so damn close. Like I did not expect it to be this close. It is a close freaking vote. We're almost an hour and a half in though.
It's a tough story, and they're both good kids. They're both under the radar kids who I think can show up and show out for this football team. No doubt about it. We got to keep your kid out of Ole Miss's hands. I don't know how much that little on-3 vote was or how deep he is in.
I think that's
with Lane. Okay, yeah.
I think that's just being, Memphis is pretty much Ole Miss territory, unfortunately. But
but
I think the upper hand is GMAC. I think that's, and Tennessee's. I mean, both offenses are up tempo and fun, but I think Josh Heupel's ability and Kelsey Polk's ability to, we've seen lately Kelsey Polk be able to, turn it on with these wide receivers. And, one thing I will say, guys, buckle up. This 25 class at the skill positions, look out. You thought 24 skill positions were good with Peyton Lewis, Mike Matthews, and Braylon Staley, and Boo Carter, which that's still up in there, super athlete. Because I think he's going to get run on both sides. This 25 class is unreal, and I think we have a great shot at landing a lot.
I think we always shoot for that top 5 class, right? And Coach Jay brings me down to perspective. He's like, hey, Let's get one top 5 every four
Yeah.
years.
This is it.
You get 3
Yeah.
top 10s and a top 5. That's where Tennessee needs to be. And I think this could be the top 5, which is why I talk about Nico and how important it is for him to have, man, show that success
A
on the
good
field.
season.
Know that we've
Yeah.
got Jake. Know that we've got George. And that's just gonna, man, it's gonna build this thing. Good old Nate Pruitt for 5. Thank you, Boogie, for yet another great show. Thank you, Coach Jay and Coach Rice. Thank you, Nate, for the $5. Man, this excites me for the future. This was fun. And I think whoever it was that said it in the chat, putting that little twist, next month, February, Coach Rice. Wait, this is February. March, Coach Rice. Got to pick a defensive guy. Coach Jay, got to pick an offensive guy. I think that's what we're going to do.
Are we staying in state?
Mhm. I'll let you guys decide.
Okay. Yeah. Decide in the chat. Also, shameless plug for the breakdown next week. We are doing Terry and Grant.
That's a fun one.
And I came really close to picking him, as Boogie knows. Tennessee was late to offer him, and the breakdown's kind of fun because we pose a question kind of about his recruitment, but we did not offer him till one day, really late in the cycle before he committed to Purdue. I think he's someone we can pull away with a big season. But he is a long, quick corner with a bit of an edge to him, and we'll kind of get into some of the implications maybe that edge has had over his recruitment cycle during the breakdown.
Heads up, that may be my defensive guy, but no, because I like him a lot. I've watched.
There's tons of film. You'll have tons to work with. You can use the opposite plays that I use. That's for sure.
And he is a great, like you said, lengthy. And a guy that I've wanted, because I don't see Purdue being able to hold off Tennessee with him, because that dude he's going to be on the come up too. He's going to rise in the rankings.
Anyone got a beat on the Hall kid from Columbia, Tennessee, the D lineman? I haven't
watched much on him.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But I have heard some positive things.
Central, I believe. Yeah. Okay.
But and to going on what we were saying earlier, Tennessee, y'all, I've said it 2 or 3 times on this show. Tennessee is in the spot they are in now because of the culture and the identity and the play.
Wait, hold on. I don't know if you can see it, but I placed my vote.
Oh, you're the man. You're the man. I haven't voted yet.
It's all good.
Let's make it a tie. Let's make it a tie.
That's what hey, either way, what I was saying was the 25 class is that class that we think we can get into that top 5, top 3 range. But don't sleep on 26, y'all. 26 has some good in-state athletes. We got the #1 QB in the class. This is the time for Tennessee to take off and become what we as Tennessee fans have dreamed of, because the way the recruiting's lined up, the way, with Alabama going through a different coaching change, with Florida struggling, we just got to get over the Georgia hurdle. And Tennessee will be where we deserve to be.
Now's the time, boys. Now's the time. Let me hit this super chat from Dylan Elam for 5. Coach Rice, we'll make sure we get pizza for lunch and soda machine in every classroom. Oh, wait. This isn't class president. Hashtag
I got pins I got to pass out.
Hashtag vote for Rice. Hashtag vote for Rice. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. It's 55% to 45%. We're ending the poll. Let me tell you something. Coach Rice came in as 25%. He got 25% of the votes on Twitter. Like you held down. You held down. I'm excited. The future of the live film breakdown is going to be so much fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the entertainment aspect of it. I hope you understand and appreciate how much work these two put into it behind the scenes, right? I'm here trying to put together stupid videos. These guys have pages of notes. These guys have broke down tons of film, and that's what it's all about. So whether we get 100 people watching or 5,000 people watching, we're going to continue to do this because this is the type of content that I like. It's like I said the other day, talking about Kyler Kerbyson and Reed Bacon. Like I love surrounding myself with people that know more about football than I do, so that I can educate myself and learn something. And every time I jump on with these two, I learn a little something more about college football. So
real quick. I got to interrupt real quick. If they ever have the gusto tag team match, Coach Jay, Coach Rice, take out Reed Bacon, Kyle Kerbyson. We want you, Kyle. We want you, Reed Bacon. Come to the Talkin VAWLS, baby.
That just got clipped. That just got clipped 100%. And they're going to watch it and be like, what in the hell is he talking about? What in the hell is that guy talking about? Oh, man, oh, man. We hopefully got a video coming your way tomorrow. Didn't drop one today. I wanted to kind of build anticipation for the live stream tonight. I'll drop a recruiting video tomorrow. Hopefully look, I'm just one man here with 3 kids and 2 dogs trying to keep the house from burning down for about 48 hours. So hopefully we can do that. But, man, this has been fun. Shout out Coach Jay. Shout out Coach Rice. I hope you guys in the chat enjoyed the entertainment aspect of it. But that is going to wrap it up. Coach Jay, defending champ. Also, I saw somebody in the chat say, Boogie, both these guys, they worked hard. They both deserve a shirt.
Break it to him.
Coach Rice, what did you have on underneath your hoodie the other day?
Oh, he gave it to us.
Yeah, we both got it.
We work our tails off, man. He said, hey, y'all do a lot for this channel. Y'all deserve some some apparel, and ain't nothing better than repping your Talkin VAWLS apparel. You heard it first here. You gotta rep your Talkin VAWLS apparel, man. There ain't nothing better in the game.
Y'all go pick it up, but Coach Jay's gonna receive a special prize package coming his way this week. So he get a little something extra. It may be some of this up here.
I'll take that hat.
I may have ordered some of this right here. I may have ordered a gift card. I may have a whole prize package ready. Just needing an address. And now I got the address. That's going to do it for this one. For Coach Rice, for Coach Jay, my name's Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange. We're going to send you out with Coach Jay.